Clark County Today is presented by Cano Real Estate. Hire an agent, get a team. Learn more by visiting canorealestate.com.
Well, happy Thursday to you all. I'm Chris Brown. Today, Clark County Public Health says 16 more people have tested positive for COVID-19, bringing the total to 622. Now, one other case was removed after learning the person lives outside of the county. Two additional employees of Pacific Crest Building Supply in Ridgefield tested positive, though neither live in Clark County. In total, now 23 employees at the business have tested positive, 14 of whom live in Clark County. 97 tests have been negative, and 34 employees are awaiting test results. Outside of that outbreak, there have been 41 new COVID-19 cases in Clark County since last Friday. Hospitalizations for the virus, though, have remained low, with just 2 confirmed cases in Clark County hospitals right now. Well, counties and cities across Washington state are reaching out to the governor and elected officials, warning them that money from the federal CARES Act will fall far short of covering losses incurred during the pandemic. Clark County received just under $28 million, but believes the actual budgetary hit will likely be closer to $80 million. Clark County Council, along with leaders from a number of municipalities, are preparing letters to Governor Jay Inslee, the state legislature, and Department of Commerce, urging them to consider additional funding. The CARES Act money is also available only to reimburse actual expenses related to COVID-19, and these letters being sent urge the state to allow local governments to assign the funding how they see fit, including business loans and local stimulus. Those letters are still being finalized. We expect to have a copy soon, and of course, when we do, you can find them in the full story at clarkcountytoday.com. In response to the social unrest across the nation following the in-custody death of George Floyd in Minneapolis, members of the Clark County Council voted to create a resolution condemning systemic racism and pledging to enact change. That resolution, which began as a statement, was drafted earlier this week and will be revisited at the council's next meeting on Tuesday. Now, the councilors discussed their support for the tone and message of that letter during this week's council time meeting. Councilor Gary Medvegi, a former judge, asked to include a line about letting the criminal justice system do its work, but Councilors Temple Lentz and John Blum vetoed the move, concerned it might sound tone-deaf in light of concerns by many minorities that the justice system has often failed them. To read the draft of the letter, check out our full story at clarkcountytoday.com. Well, Vancouver Public Schools will launch an initiative next school year to address issues of equity and justice. When announcing the plan today, Superintendent Steve Webb said a commitment to equity has been embedded in the district's mission statement for the past 12 years, but this effort would represent a major step by elevating and bringing greater focus to this work, which Webb called the district's moral imperative. In announcing the initiative, Vancouver Public Schools committed to forming an equity advisory group, hiring a chief equity officer, initiating a third-party equity audit, and the district will also continue working with the UCLA Center for Civil Rights and the Washington State Attorney General's office. That move comes on the heels of a report last year that found students of color were disproportionately disciplined in Vancouver Public Schools, something the district has vowed to correct. Well, Battleground School District is mourning the death of Lacey Carolyn Hall, a 15-year-old who died last Friday night when the truck she was driving rolled off an embankment along a logging road 6 miles east of Woodland. Hall, who was wearing a seatbelt, was trapped inside the 1996 Toyota pickup 600 feet down an embankment. A 16-year-old female passenger was able to get out and seek help. Woodland Police Cowlitz Fire District 1 crews responded, but Hall was declared deceased at the scene. Now, Hall attended Battleground High School, and the district brought in grief counselors this week that allowed for students to arrange time to speak with them if needed, despite schools being closed. A quick traffic heads up: if Highway 99 is on your route, repaving work is closing all lanes of the road from Northeast 78th Street to 134th starting Saturday night. Now, the intersection at Northeast 99th Street and Highway 99 will be closed from 9 p.m. until 6 a.m. on Sunday. On Saturday, crews will also close a single lane on Northeast 134th Street approaching Highway 99 to allow crews to perform pavement repairs at the north end of Highway 99. Then starting Monday, crews will begin work to pave the nearly 3-mile stretch of the corridor. That's going to require moving single and double lane closures starting at 8 p.m. until 7 a.m. the next morning. Now, that paving work, of course, is weather dependent and may be rescheduled if necessary. In business news, the local real estate scene is booming as things reopen in Clark County. And we had the opportunity to speak with the folks over at Cano Real Estate about how they have been processing the pandemic and continuing to work with buyers and sellers through it all. One adjustment has been the adoption of technology, including 360-degree 3D cameras that can create virtual tours of many of Cano's properties. Agents are still using masks and social distancing when showing houses at their and also at their downtown Vancouver office, as well as sanitizing homes after a showing. And Cano agents say extremely low interest rates and new zero-down loans for first-time home buyers has led a lot of people to start house hunting. And finally, here in Clark County, we know Carl Click as a former high school coach, a man who's always involved in charity. And throughout the region, he's known as a television reporter and anchor, first at KGW, then at K2 in Portland. Now, we know him as a Hall of Famer.
Hey, happy Thursday to you all. Yesterday, we told you about Columbia River's high school team earning an Emmy at the Northwest Emmy Awards show. Well, another Vancouver person also got an Emmy, a much bigger one. And we got to say congratulations to Vancouver's own Carl Click. Spent more than 30 years in the news business over in Portland, but Vancouver was always home to Carl. Well, he got placed into the Silver Circle, inducted into the Silver Circle at the Northwest Emmys. That's at least 25 years of service in the industry along with community service. And if you know Carl, you know he's all about community service. Congratulations, Carl.
All right, thanks, Paul, and congrats to Carl Click. And there's your quick check of the stories we're following for you on this Thursday at ClarkCountyToday.com. Be sure to follow us on the socials, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc. to see when stories are posted and, of course, be part of the conversation. You can also send story ideas and feedback via email to news@ClarkCountyToday.com. For all of us, I'm Chris Brown. Thanks so much for watching. We'll talk to you again tomorrow.